and like, you know, major freak out where I was like, well, I don't even know what to do. But you can do it. You can do it. Here's the deal though. When you have someone sign up, they are a newborn baby and you kind of have to treat them like that. Like at first, they're going to need a lot from you, a lot of attention. If you're not hearing from them, go check on them. You know, like if you're newborn, you don't hear from them for a hot minute, you're like, oh my word, what's wrong? That's how you have to treat these new people. And then as like, I know some of y'all are still considered new. So like some of you are toddlers and you already have a baby. That's awesome. You're growing fast. You're just having to really like mature quickly, but that's good because you're going to be able to help them mature quickly. But you do have to treat them like a baby. Some people will need more than others. Some are going to require a lot. Some have a lot of questions. It just, you never really know. Every person's different, but you have to be okay with pretty much not 24/7, but being available to them like a lot and being able to answer the same question 50 times. Or if you think it's a dumb question, like, oh my word, you should already know that. Well, they don't know it. Just answer the question. I get a lot of dumb questions, but you just answer it anyways. And if they
Emma, I feel like you're describing me.
I am not describing you. I'm not talking about any of y'all.
No, that's just how I feel.
Okay. I ask Emma so many questions. So many. Poor Emma.
I'm not talking about you guys to you guys. Good grief. That would be so mean of me. No, I've gotten some questions before that I'm like, shouldn't they know that? Not from y'all, from other people. But if they don't know it, it's my fault. I didn't tell them, you know? Like if they don't know it, it's probably your fault because you didn't tell them. It's fine. We forget things, but just don't get mad at them. Like at first I was like, you should know that. And I was like, I didn't tell you probably, you know, like it's not their fault. Also leadership, I would say like the highest, most important thing you need to know is you do not have to be available to everyone 24/7. You do need to create boundaries. Like there is a time that I do not look at my phone before a certain time and I don't look at it after a certain time. Those times are different every day. It's not blanket statements. Like Mondays are my late nights to where it's probably me on my phone till pretty late at night. But in the mornings, most every morning, it's going to be 9 or 10 before I look at my phone. Like you just need to create those boundaries. You need to create boundaries of like, okay, for these hours, I'm putting my phone down because I've got to get other stuff done. Because what's going to happen is as your team grows, team meaning market partners and your VIPs, because your VIPs sometimes are newborn babies that have lots of questions about how to use things. That's good. Make sure you're checking in with them. But you have to be able to put your phone down and be okay with not responding to those people for an hour or two because you've got other stuff you need to do. Like it's okay that they're not getting an immediate response. Most things are not life or death. It's really fine. They can wait. But you've got to learn to create those boundaries now because y'all's teams will grow. All of you are runners with growing teams. And as it grows, if you already think you need to be available to them a lot, or you've got to get back to everybody in this, next 5 minutes, you're going to burn out and you will not be here in 9 months. Like you just won't. You can run hard for 6 months, but after 6 months, you will be like, I need a break. I can't do it. I have like the smallest experience where like for 2 weeks I ran really hard and then I thought my brain was going to explode. I was like, how do people do this? I don't know what to do. Like literally I was like, but if you want like a longer term example, that's what Laura, my upline, did. She ran hard for like 8 months, hit director, and then she wouldn't mind me telling you guys this. She fell from director and hasn't been able to gain it back because she was so burnt out for running so hard and not creating any boundaries. Like for a long time, she created no boundaries. And then she was like, I need a break. And she just like kind of left it. And now she's trying to rebuild a team to get back to where she once was really quickly. You can get places really quickly, create boundaries, like make those boundaries. And I'm telling you, and right now you might be thinking, oh, well, it's just 1 or 2 people or 4 or 5 or whatever it is. Quickly, it's like wildfire. It's going to get out of hand. And if you don't already have those boundaries in place, then those 1 or 2 you have now, when you throw boundaries at them, are going to be like, what? I used to be able to get you at all times. Why now? Because there's 2 more people can't, like, they might not be brats, but you know what I mean? Go ahead and like, boundaries. Boundaries are good. This is a great job. It gives you time freedom and all the things. You don't have to be in an office, but because of that, you're in charge of creating your own like office hours. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of have to think of it like that, to where I'm not in the office. I can't right now. Or today's my Saturday, today's my whatever, and I'm not going to work today. You've got to implement that, because nobody's going to do it for you. I will not be like, hey, you don't have to work right now. Like, it's all in your hands, but you've got to do it. Or else I want all of you to obviously be here forever to create like an amazing impact, but you won't be, you'll burn out. So that's how you beat burnout, is you be very specific with your boundaries, and then you honor them. You put your phone down. You don't like, you can't just set them, you have to follow them yourself. If you tell your people you're not looking at your phone till 10 a.m., well, then you don't look at your phone till 10 a.m. Not just your text, but like, don't look at it. It is the most beautiful thing to not look at your phone for a long time. It will give you so much clarity and like headspace and rest. And then, fart, I had another point. I had one more thing to say and it left me. It must not be important. But it totally left. I'm trying to think of it. Boundaries really is the most important thing. Like, you can go, you would rather, here's something also, a lot of people want to get somewhere quick. You have got to build like a good foundation. I would rather it take all of you 9 months to hit MMB, like, and have a solid because what's going to happen, MMB is a turning point. You will all be there very soon, because all of you are just like really good leaders and just really great. But it really is a turning point, and kind of as soon as you get there, it spins a lot of momentum. And if you've built a foundation, you can really rank pretty quickly after that. But if you're like barely hitting it, or like barely just kind of finagling a way to make a shaky foundation, it's going to be hard to sustain it, but also surpass it. So like, slow growth is not bad growth. Slow growth is good. Like, it creates a solid foundation. Everything will grow in time. So I talk about like, yes, the goals are good and we want to be running towards different things, but it might take a minute to get to a rank that's probably good. I ran for MMB for like 4 or 5 months, and I had everything I needed but 1 MMP. Like, I had it all for months except 1 MMP. But because for months I was building a solid foundation and a stronger foundation and a stronger foundation and a stronger foundation, everything else was growing so much that like, when I hit MMB, I had way more than 2 MMPs, and my foundation was so strong that like, it's not a struggle to hit it again this month and then to re-rank, because the foundation took a minute. Does that make sense? Like, just because you're not re-ranking or hitting a new rank, don't let that slow your roll. Be okay with the slower process. If you are mentally in that place, but also like actively running to hit things, those 2 things combined, I know they're kind of opposite, but those 2 things combined, you will definitely go far, and you will pass that on to your team, of like the urgency, but like the confidence that it might take a minute, and we kind of are okay with that. Like I said, all of it, the timing will hit all of you at different points. But if you're this shy of a goal for months, let it haunt you a little bit, because it'll keep you going. But everything you will watch, like, I didn't have 1 MMP for a long time. My GV, my PV, my everything else grew bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger all those months. So then to get the GV for the next goal was there by like early this month, because it was the foundation. So don't be like, oh my word, I didn't hit a goal, I didn't rank up, or I didn't hit a new goal or whatever. Your foundation's still growing. It's fine. It really is fine, because when the foundation gets strong, that's when people start double ranking and triple ranking, because it's not a stretch to get there. You were already building such a good foundation. So definitely have the urgency, but also the knowledge of the strong foundation at the bottom. And then this week, the last week of the month, I mainly focus on recruitment because it really does spin your next month into such a positive, here's what it does. It challenges your team. When they see you recruiting and you're signing up new people and you're doing the do and you're growing your team, whether they're on board or not, they're like, oh, like they take a minute and they notice it and they see it and it will spin down. I mean, leadership, it really does rise and fall on you. And the pace of the leader is the pace of the pack. I say it all the time, but it's true. So if you're like, rah, rah, ree, go, you know, do y'all know that saying? My grandmother used to say it. Rah, rah, ree, kick him in the knee, rah, rah, ras, kick him in the other knee. That was what my grandmother said. Anyways, if you're all rah, rah, ree to them, but you're just like, yeah, go do it, and you're not going to do it, they're not going to do it because you're not doing it. You telling them to do something is not you setting the pace, you doing it. You know, like you could tell somebody to go run a mile, but if you're not running the mile, you're not setting the pace. You're just telling them to do something. So make sure you're not just like, hey, go do this. Like, go do it. Speaking of that, I need to go talk on social media about market partners because I didn't do it today. So this week, you can do hard things. You can do belief. You can do all the things because you're a leader and your people are looking at you, whether they're running right now or not. Maybe they set it down for a minute. They are still watching you. I'm telling you, even if it's something you put on social media. I know when I make a story and like, it's not for necessarily market partners. It's more like for other people. Market partners are still watching. If I'm talking about you can do, you know, whatever you put your mind to, they're like, it's a training in itself. Your people are listening and watching. So talk about all the things. It will pump them up. And know that you are qualified to lead whoever's under you. And they have entrusted this journey to you. You're the one they signed up with, not me. I can yell at them, but that's really all about I can do. So they don't really know me, which is fine. I love yelling at people, but it's you they want. So I know I talked too long. I'm so sorry for keeping you all. But as you have questions, obviously send my way. And then this is also going to be a space where you all will grow in your leading trainings because I'll randomly tell you you're going to lead just this leadership call and it'll be, you know, 10 or 15 minutes. But this is going to be like everybody gets to know each other here. These are leaders and you're going to grow beyond just like me telling you something. You're going to lead this because as you hit certain ranks, you'll be leading our big team calls, not just me. If y'all knew what I have planned for you, I got lots. I write and think about it all the time. I'm like, oh, when she hits this, she's going to do this. I'm going to make her do that. And it's going to be so fun. So put your seatbelt on because it's not just your team that is going to get blessed by your goodness. It's going to be fun. So I know all of you have certain goals you're going for and you can do it. And cheer on. Lydia is running. She is this close to MMB. Literally.
So what do you have left to get before you're at MMB?
I need one of my people to become MMP, and she has someone that wants to sign up.
Nice.
And I'm just waiting for her to sign up. She said she was going to do it. And then I need one of my market partners to be active, and she's like $80 away.
Oh.
So like, if she doesn't get a VIP, I will just like send her money to buy something.
Yes.
So it's like pretty guaranteed, but I'm like stressed because I just need that one market partner to sign up.
You have a whole week.
That's all I need. So
she can sign up 3 people. That's so awesome.
Seriously, you have so much time.
Okay, you know what I just realized?
What?
It's kind of sad, but on the website, on the tracker is to re-rank, and then the next thing is your next rank. Mm-hmm. So this whole time I was like, this is it. I just hit my goal. I'm going for the next one when really I just hit my same goal and I'm Now I'm going for the next one, but I didn't go anywhere.
Hey,
like,
re-ranking is a huge deal too. Like re-rank, my goal is always to re-rank by the 15th. If y'all want to know what I personally go for, like whatever I hit last month, I want to hit it by the 15th, so I have half the month to run for the next rank. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't mean I can't still re-rank. That's just like a goal I have.
I like that goal. I see that more after this month, because this was the first month where I could like re-rank. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense to do that by like, or at least have the goal to do it by the 15th.
Yeah.
And what are y'all running for?
Go ahead, everybody.
I'm trying to get like 3 new market partners.
Nice.
So
do you have some interests?
Yeah, I have 3, but we'll see what happens.
Do y'all find it hard?
What? I just like, I have one that's like for sure, like just got to get her, like she's going to do it, you know, but would love her to do it this week.
Yeah.
The other 2, it's like going to be, I feel like a slower pace, but still I'm going to reach out and stuff. It would be great if one of them signed on and then just like went wild and like, became MMP, because then I would be MMP, but we will see.
That'd be great. You're super close too.
Yeah, well,
crazy,
not as close as Lydia, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
Oh, yeah.
Is Mare frozen?
Yeah, she is with her boombox.
We got to get her a new boombox, guys, because it's just not doing her service.
Do y'all have issues where a girl wants to sign up and she's like, this is it, I'm signing up here, I just got to get paid this week or something, like I'll sign up on Thursday and then they don't sign up and you follow up and it's like, oh, I'll sign up on Tuesday. I don't know. I have a lot of those for some reason. Like right now I have like multiple that are like, yeah, like, sign up, but
not me personally, but the person that I need to hit MMP, that's exactly what's happening.
Yes.
And she was waiting for a paycheck and she said she signed up.
Yeah.
And that was like 4 or 5 days ago, so.
Yeah. And then other girls will be like, yes, next month. And then the next month comes and I'm like, I don't want to sound like I'm just going crazy, like just checking in, but I don't know.
They're doing it to themselves. It's not you. If they said next month, of course you're going to follow up with them next month because they said.
Yeah.
So, one thing that I've started doing that is helpful with those situations, if they're like, I'm just going to wait to get paid or next month or whatever, say, awesome. Is it okay if I follow up on that day?
That's a good idea.
But then you've already asked if you can. So if they say yes, then you following up is just like not, you asked.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Or you don't even have to say follow up. You can say check in. Okay, cool. Is it okay if I check in on Thursday or whatever the day is? Because you just let them know you're going to, but also ask for permission.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll start doing that.
Party rock. I don't know where Mare went.
I need to get more conscious about writing down all my Instagram or like social media conversations on actual paper, because then it gets lost in DMs and I'm like, I ain't never gonna follow up because I can't find you.
I write it all down. Even, I mean, obviously I don't have near as many DMs as you, but I like still will lose it in my DMs. So I'm like, I have to write it down because I won't be able to find it.
I think the real issue is I message everybody like I'm personally texting them. Like I watch somebody's story, instantly message. Like I always message everybody. So I know that I'm just blowing up myself. Like
I don't know. Are you back?
Sorry,
go ahead, Lynn.
I was just going to say, I created like a spreadsheet because for me, if I write it down, I can't find it easily.
Yeah.
So I like created like a Google Docs where I can
That's a really good idea.
See people who like potential market partners I reached out to, and then create a separate one for like people I've talked to about like becoming a VIP or something.
That's a good idea.
That is a good idea. Mine's like a lot disorganized than that. Like I feel like a spreadsheet would really help me out.
Yeah. I know I started writing it down in the back of a notebook and now I'm like, which notebook was that?
Which one?
Friendship.
Mine's in my notes.
Probably be good.
On my phone.
Yes. Or notes, yeah. I take a lot of those.
Yeah. I just
My
use
husband's the organized one.
Yeah. I use the same notebook for everything. So like I
Yeah.
have a page where like I just use the left side of the page. It just has names down it. I don't fill the page with names, just the left side, because then I put dates that I've talked to them or that they've reached out all throughout the rest of the page. So I can see
Yeah.
like, oh, I last talked to them on this date, and I put like kind of what they said. Like, you know, waiting for money or whatever it is they said. So I have a reference to know. Oh, or like this person wants me to reach out when there's a sale. You know.
Yeah.
All of those things.
Meredith, what are you going for this month?
I'm sorry, I'm writing. Sorry, hold on.
Holding.
So I'm gonna be really honest with you guys. Sorry, I was trying to write down something that Emma said. I'll be really honest with you guys. I made a goal for A and B this month, and I still want to keep that goal, but I haven't been as consistent as I could have. So, but I know I still have a week left, and I really just want to, you know, if anything, just make sure my market partners are good, because I've already had one who's kind of like, understandably, has been like, hey, like I can't really do this right now, which is fine, which is totally fine, because life happens. So I just really want consistently to like Emma was talking about, because they're babies, making sure I'm reaching out to them. But I'm still gonna work this week. You know, I know there's always time, but that was what I wrote for this month.
You can still do it.
Me
I
and you,
know.
we got 1 week to do it. We got it.
Yeah.
That's what
know.
I'm going for too.
Yes, that was really helpful though, Emma, just talking about like something about the business every single day. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna map that out tonight
Yeah.
about all those things.
You can do it. It really does seem daunting, but like as y'all know, the puzzle pieces start falling together and you're like, oh my
Mhm.
God, it's starting to really happen. And you're
Yeah.
both you and Allie are very much tracking the same. I was just glancing at y'all's volume. Like y'all are very, very
Let's go.
in your volume. So just those market partners, which that's what I was talking to Allie. I was like, okay, if you focus on recruiting, you'll get the active lines you need, but also GV will bump like crazy because those market partners are bringing in a lot of GV, which is going to get you where you need to go. So I would look at like, to get your volume where it needs to be, how many market partners do I need? And then I know the 199 pack is attractive, but I go with like whatever they can afford the most, because not like, oh, it's just going to help my volume, but it will give them the most bang for their buck in the long run. You never get to go back, and you cannot buy product packs. Like you can't at any point except when you sign up. So they really, really should go for as much as they can. You know, afford. And then if you explain to them like, hey, if you come in with, you know, the $5.99 pack, all you need is 2 people to join you in the business and you've ranked up, essentially. If you map it out that easily for them,
that's true.
They're like, oh, I've gotten this much product at this discount, 2 people. And then if you add up what they'd make off of those 2 people and the rank up, they've made at least half their money back at that point.
Yeah.
And they're like, you're not like, oh, you need this many VIPs and oh, that's kind of like 10 or 12 or 15 people. That's doable. But if you have someone sign up tomorrow and you explain to them 2 people you've ranked up, that's pretty big.
That's true.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm halfway with my group volume, which I guess all 3 of the other girls, or maybe all of y'all, can kind of talk to this, but how do you motivate your team without carrying your team? Because I know that they're new babies, so they take a lot, which I'm fine with, but how do you motivate them to do things with, I mean, I can't like force them to sell or anything like that, which I know Emma said, you know, lots of market partners going to create lots of group volume, but any other suggestions?
I get all of my,
Go ahead.
I get all of my volume from the freaking flash sales.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like those are all, and so as soon as I see the flash sales, because I feel like the people under me besides Katie aren't necessarily like super active in like the WhatsApp. And so I immediately message them. I'm like, oh my God, did you see this flash sale?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, like they want to buy for the flash sale too. So that helps. You know what I'm saying? So they pay themselves and then they like will maybe get like 1 or 2 VIPs. So
Okay. Yeah.
I really rely on, I mean, heavily on the flash sales. Because
Yeah.
they're going to be crazy until the end of the year for sure.
I know. They've already been so crazy.
Yeah.
That's a good
Good, Mama.
I was just gonna say, keep encouraging your people. Like my sister joined. I think she thought it would be easier than it is. And so I keep like encouraging her to just stay steady, stay consistent, and like you'll get people. And she's like seeing the reward of that.
Yeah.
So just reminding people like, no, this isn't like a get rich quick scheme. Like it does take work and consistency, and just remind them the things that do work. Like keep posting on social media, keep doing reach outs, and just stay positive. Because if you're positive about it, it'll help them stay positive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, like we had Emma and I had a call with like people on my team, and she was like, you know, I'm not sure, you know, she was like unsure of everything. And I was like, if you could just post one thing, one story, not like one post, like literally one story that even just mentions Monat in the slightest, that's consistency in my book. And I mean, because I saw it work for me, where like every day I'd just say like one thing, even if it's not my face, you know, I'm just posting one. And one day I remember thinking, I was like, oh, hey, I haven't posted anything, I haven't said anything. And 2 people responded to my DMs that I did not post like anything about Monat, and they asked me about Monat. I was like posting about flowers or something, you know, and they, well, because they know. Like one girl was like, this is just funny. She was just like, you're obviously the Monat queen. Can I have some details? Yeah. And I was like, obviously, yes, you can. You know, like just stupid, you know? Yeah. Just like what Lydia was saying. It's the long game, like consistency.
That was one thing. We had like a little team call, and me and Em were telling them, because they're both busy. One of them's in college and nursing school. And I was like, even if all you have is 30 minutes a day to do anything, like post a story, text a friend, talk to your aunt about it, like whatever, even just giving it that 30 minutes a day, I guess kind of what y'all are saying, it breeds that consistency. Like it creates that.
Yeah. Like, I mean, one time Emma said, she was like, you want your followers to like know you as that Monat girl, because when their hair starts falling out or they burn it off with their hot tool, it's like, well, she's that Monat girl. Like, I'll just ask her, you know, they'll try anything when they're desperate for sure.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, and I think your energy and I think your excitement is contagious. Because like when I first signed up, Emma was like, "You're gonna go, we're gonna run, and you're gonna do it," and I was just like, you know, like it's contagious, and I feel like it impacts them like more than you know. Because I was just like so hyped because Emma was so hyped, and she was like, you know, just constantly like, I believe in you, like you can do this, like I you know, refuse to believe that you, like, you know, we don't even talk about like not hitting it because you're gonna do it, you know. Just the excitement and the like belief, like she was talking about tonight, is caught, and I think it's more contagious than, I think it's more powerful than we, you know, the credit that we give it. So
Emma's energy is contagious even after being in it for months. Like her Monday hype today, I was like, that is what I needed after the grocery store.
Yes. 100%.
Well, all of that, like I do have like high belief that has come from years of me feeding that, but also like you all can have that too. Like you can have that for your teams. A lot of you do, but you can have it consistently every moment of every day. Sometimes it like seems weird that I'm so like, I am hype on life pretty much all the time. I mean, sometimes I'm just like quiet, I'm still hype. I don't always have something to say, but that really does, like I read and listen to a lot of things that feed all of that. Like that is the personal development is massive, and you've got, if it's 5 minutes a day, fine. But there are so many people that will motivate the snot out of you. Like when I started, for a week straight, all day, every day, I listened to Tony Robbins, Les Brown, like Ed Milet, all these motivational entrepreneur guys for a week, all day, every day. And I took notes on everything they said. Like I listened to hours upon hours, way more than any conference I've ever been to, because I was like, I need to grow my belief, and I just need to get over whatever the things in my way, because I got to do the thing. And I still listen to stuff, but I'm convinced that like really shot like a huge dose of belief into me, to where I'm still functioning off of all of that. It is fed daily, but also like I just really believe in all of you. I really do believe you can all do this, and I really do believe that you all will have the car one day. You'll all have the $1 million jacket one day, because I know that you all can, and you will, and you're great leaders. And the motivational thing, you can't always motivate. Like you can lead by example. Not everyone's going to follow, and you have to be okay with it. You have to resolve, like I was reading yesterday that story in the Bible, I'm going to butcher this, where Jesus heals the 10 lepers, right? They were lepers. Anyways, he heals them. One comes back to thank him. One, which if you spin that into this world, one, like 10% will probably catch whatever it is you're putting out there. You know what I'm saying? Like you're going to do good to all 100%, but 10% might catch on. They might thank you. They might really get it, but you're going to keep doing it anyways. Jesus wasn't like, oh my God, 90% of you didn't come back and thank me and realize what I did for you. I'm not going to heal anyone ever again. No, he kept doing it and healing people. So like 10% might catch it. That means you're just going to really have to recruit, which is good. Like more people to bless and more people to impact. But don't harbor on the 90% that didn't catch it. You can still be there for them, but run with those 10%. Like really run with them, because they are going to be the ones that take this all the way, and that you're going to watch their lives change. My other thought left, so it must not have been important. I'm spacey today. But I love y'all. And these won't always be this long, but I do like the conversational side of this and the bonding of this, and it'll be so fun. All right.
Yeah, I'm really excited like for this specific group.
Me too.
Because I feel like there's just so much like, yeah, like this is hard, or like, you know, to encourage people or encourage each other, and I'm really excited about it.
Let's go on the Christmas trip together so we can all hang out.
Yes.
Yay, it's gonna happen. Just before this ends, just so your hopes aren't down in the dumps, and don't tell your teams, because I want them to run till the end of the month, but the qualification period will most likely be extended. So
What do you mean?
So
like,
how long?
originally it was you had to hit MMP for the first time in October and then re-rank in November, or help someone else hit it in October and then hit it again in November. So I'm talking to Laura right now about, because her and Mark helped me come up with it in the first place. I was like, I don't know what to do. And so Mark was like, everyone has to hit MMB. And I was like, oh my God, you're crazy.
Yeah.
Laura was like, and I was like, yeah, I don't think that's a good one.
That's amazing.
Just so y'all know, I talk to Mark and Laura all the time, and they believe in y'all like crazy, and they know all of your names, and they talk about you
They're so great.
like they're your family. But they also believe in y'all. Literally, Mark was like, they could do it, and I was like, oh my God, someone can get started. So I'm going to talk to them about how we're going to spend this. I just want as many of you to come as possible, because she's going to come, and it's going to be awesome.